Okay, so this is my, let's see if I can get you closer. My bind off when you have an empty needle that you didn't use. So I'm going to take that off the hook, transfer it to the one to the left, and while you do that, pull it out. Take your yarn and go around the needle and manually knit it off. Okay, so I'll just do that again. So take that needle, transfer it to the one to the left, slip it on and then pull it out. Take your yarn, wrap around, and the wrapping around is in front of the latch. So this is behind. Your yarn you're wrapping comes in front of the latch because that's going to then close and take it back and knit it. Okay, so now we've gotten to the place where the next one to the left is an empty needle. Okay, that's fine. You just act as if there's a stitch on there and transfer it on. Previously, you would notice there would have been 2 stitches before you knit it off, but there's only 1, and that's okay. Just make sure that that's behind the latch, and you just wrap that around and do that. Okay, and then you just continue. Take that, put that on there. Okay, so there's 2 stitches. They're behind the latch, wrap and pull through. Okay, so once I get to here, where it's the one to the left is an empty needle, you just transfer that one onto that empty needle, wrap, manually knit it, and then just keep going. Okay, and so then that's how, let's see if I can show you. Yeah, so that's how it does it. Okay, so have fun with these pants. I'm just trying to see if there's any tips. Yeah, so that's the 3 by 1. So I always start with 3. And always on the left-hand side when you're casting on, make sure there's at least 2 or 3. Don't just have 1 and then a space behind it. So you may even want to add 1 more cast on stitch just so you don't have just a single one at the end left. And yeah, you go up here, and when I do my bind off, I do that same method of how I was casting off. To get my 10, I just start and just transfer to the needle to the left, manually knit it, and just go until I've done 10. And then the other once I've done the 10, I do 2 rows, because generally every time you do a decrease, you have 2 rows in between. So whatever the side the carriage is on, I do that first, knit across. I do that one, knit across, and then I start decreasing. So this is bind off, this is just a decrease. And so I just take my 2-prong tool and just take that in, put it on, and then transfer it over 1. And stitches aren't being cooperative. And then see the next time when I decrease, then yes, this one's going to go on that empty needle, and that one's going to go on that last 3rd needle. So again, with your decreases as well, with your bind off as well as your decrease, you're going to use that empty needle. Okay. Okay, and so I will then go say I've done my 2 rows. because it's decrease 1 every 2 rows 5 times. Then I'm going to take that. There's that empty needle. Yep, I'm going to use it for this. And I'm going to bind off. And then, yeah, just get up to the top. In that first row, I just add a ravel cord. So my yarn's already still in. My main yarn's still in. I'm just adding a second yarn, my ravel yarn. Just go across once, because that's going to help you know where to pick up to hang that hem, which makes your waistband, and then bind off. And again, quite often I use that same bind off, or I do the crochet one, which is, but if you do the crochet one, that last row has to take your machine to the highest tension, so it's going to make a big hole. And you're going to get that first, the far right one off. And then you're just going to go into the next one. The one you took off is behind the latch. This is in front of the latch. The new one's in front. And you're just going to pull that through. And it will, then you can take it off the needle. And I have two on there, so say that. And then you can just take that off. And then you just go into the next one. The previous stitch is behind the latch. And then you're going to pull it through. And if it doesn't just kind of come off easily, just press forward and release. Oops. And do that. But see, these stitches aren't that big. So so that's one way. Or you can, like I said, this is my standard way of doing it that I teach like my granddaughters and stuff. Okay, and then you have your beautiful pair of pants. Just experiment. If you find that they're not as baggy, as you want, then you just increase the amount of stitches that you cast on. Because what you're going to do once you've done that is, you're going to do this up to the crotch, and you're going to fold that over and mattress seam that together. Then you're going to make your other piece and do the same. And then you're going to put that area together, your two fronts and your two backs, and you're going to hand stitch those up. So I do the mattress stitch. So those are very quick and fun pants to make. So there again, just to confirm here, I get here at whatever row counter, it makes so many inches that I need from here to here. To find out your crotch, if you just sit in a chair, measure from your waist or where you want your pants to start to the chair, that's that measurement. And then from here to here is from your crotch, in between your legs, all the way down to your, to where you want them to go to. So when I get to this row counter, then I will, because you always bind off on the side of the carriage. So say if the carriage is on the right, like it is now, I would start binding off my 10. Transfer from one to the other, manually knit until I've taken off 10. Then I will knit across, and then I'm on that side. Then I bind off those ones, and then I knit across, and then I start my decreases, or my decreases, and that's going to make it basically a little half circle there. I mean, mine shows it goes like that. That's technically what we're doing. We're kind of giving it a curve there, and that's what those are. So it's not such a blunt L for learner or loser if you do it that way. So you're just going to, on the let's see, you do that on the I think it's the opposite side of the carriage, I think. Oh, now I can't. Anyway, before, however, I did it. I woke up early, so my brain's not totally open. Okay, so yeah, so have fun with that. If you have any questions, just message me. In regards to the 35-cent sock, there's a video that I have access to, and so that's that. I think, I'm not sure if I sent you the 35-cent sock, but that blue one that I did a sample of, and so there's a video that I have access to that goes with it, so that will be helpful too. But yeah, try the pants, send me a photo, ask me if you have any questions, take photos, and look forward to seeing it. Okay, see you later.